Have you ever walked into a coffee shop, ordered your favorite drink, and completely froze when the barista asked you a super simple question? Don't worry, you're definitely not alone. We've all been there, where the textbook English we learned suddenly vanishes the moment we have to use it in real life. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Talk Lucy, the podcast where we practice English together through real, natural, everyday conversations. I'm Lucy, and I am so incredibly happy to have you hanging out with me today. Whether you're commuting to work, doing the dishes, going for a walk, or just relaxing with a nice cup of tea, thank you for making me a part of your day. Today, we are going to dive into a topic that I absolutely love: small habits, big changes. We'll talk about how the tiny, everyday things we do can completely transform our lives, our confidence, and yes, even our English fluency. If you are listening to this on our YouTube channel, make sure to find a comfortable spot. This episode is designed to help you get used to natural American English speed, rhythm, and expressions. So, grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get started. Topic 1. The power of micro-habits in daily life. What is a micro-habit? You know, around the beginning of every year, people love to make these massive, dramatic New Year's resolutions. They say things like, I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours every single day, or I am going to read one whole book every week. And what happens? Usually, by February, those big goals are completely forgotten. Why? Because they are too overwhelming. That is where micro-habits come in. A micro-habit is an action that is so small, so incredibly easy, that it feels almost impossible to fail. Instead of saying you'll study English for 2 hours a day, a micro-habit is saying, I am going to listen to an English podcast for just 5 minutes while I make my morning coffee. Vocabulary alert. To overwhelm. To give someone too much of something, making it feel too difficult to manage. Micro-habit. A very small, simple action that you do every day to build a bigger routine. My personal story. The Post-it note confession. Let me share a quick, funny story with you. A few years ago, I wanted to learn how to cook better. I used to burn toast. Guys, seriously, I was that bad. Instead of trying to cook a massive, 5-course gourmet meal, I started a micro-habit. Every Sunday, I chose just one new vegetable at the grocery store that I had never cooked before. Just one. One week it was asparagus, the next week it was sweet potatoes. Because the pressure was so low, it actually became fun. Fast forward a year later, and suddenly I knew how to cook dozens of healthy meals. That is the magic of starting small. When you learn a language, it's exactly the same. You don't need to memorize a whole dictionary in a weekend. You just need to show up for 5 or 10 minutes every day. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Topic 2. Navigating American culture and social small talk. The how are you? Mystery. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about something you will experience constantly if you visit or live in the United States: small talk. In the US, casual conversation is a huge part of the culture. If you walk into a grocery store, a clothing shop, or a bank, the person working there will almost always smile and say, "Hi, how's it going?" or "How are you doing today?" When I first observed English learners interacting with Americans, I noticed a common misunderstanding. A lot of learners think the cashier is asking for a deep, detailed update on their life. So they might stop and say, well, my leg hurts today and my car broke down. But here is a practical tip. In American culture, how are you is usually just a friendly way of saying hello. The expected response is short and positive. Useful phrases for everyday small talk. Here are a few supernatural ways you can respond like a native speaker. Good, thanks. How are you? Classic, polite, and always works. Not bad. How about yourself? Very casual and friendly. Pretty good, just staying busy. Great for when you are at work or running errands. Let's practice that mentally right now. Imagine you are walking into your local coffee shop. The barista looks up, smiles, and says, "Hey there. How's it going?" You just smile back and say, "Good, thanks." "Can I get an iced coffee, please?" Simple, smooth, and no stress at all. Topic 3. Overcoming the fear of making mistakes. The perfect English trap. Now, let's talk about something that holds so many brilliant English learners back, the fear of making mistakes. I hear from listeners all the time who tell me, Lucy, I understand everything I hear, but when I open my mouth to speak, I get so nervous that I just stay quiet. I completely understand that feeling. It is scary to feel vulnerable. But let me tell you a secret as someone who talks to native English speakers every single day. Americans do not care if your grammar is perfect. Think about it this way. If someone comes up to you in your native language and asks for directions with a heavy accent and a few grammar mistakes, do you judge them? Do you think, wow, their grammar is terrible? No, of course not. You think, wow, they're trying hard to speak my language, and you try your best to help them. It's exactly the same in the US. A real-life example from New York City. A friend of mine, who was learning English, moved to New York City. One day, he went into a deli to buy some sliced cheese. He wanted to ask for thinly sliced cheese, but he forgot the words. He got nervous and told the person behind the counter, please make the cheese like paper. Did the worker laugh or get angry? No. He smiled, said, you want it paper thin. Got it, and cut the cheese perfectly. They communicated successfully. That is the goal of language, connection, not perfection. Key takeaway. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are signs that you are trying. Every time you make a mistake, your brain learns something new. So, wear your mistakes like a badge of honor. Topic 4. Practical tips for immersive listening practice. How to turn your daily routine into an English environment. Since you are listening to Talk Lucy right now, you already know how valuable listening practice is. But how can you get the absolute most out of the time you spend listening? You don't need to move to the US to create an English-speaking environment for yourself. You can create one right where you live. Here are 3 practical, easy tips to upgrade your listening skills starting today. Tip number strategy, how it helps. Tip 1, active listening with shadowing. Repeat phrases out loud right after you hear me say them to practice your rhythm. Tip 2, change your device language. Switch your phone, social media, and TV settings to English to build passive familiarity. Tip 3, listen to diverse accents. Listen to people from different parts of the US, like New York, Texas, or California, to train your ears. Let's break down shadowing. Have you ever heard of the technique called shadowing? It's a fantastic method. When you are listening to a podcast like this one, try to repeat what I say almost immediately after I say it. You don't have to pause the audio. Just try to mimic my pronunciation, the rise and fall of my voice, and where I pause to take a breath. It feels a little silly at first, kind of like you're an echo, but it does wonders for your muscle memory. Your mouth and tongue actually need to exercise to get used to making new sounds, and shadowing is the perfect workout. Topic 5. Celebrating your journey. Looking back to see how far you've come. Before we start wrapping up today's episode, I want you to take a brief moment to celebrate yourself. Seriously, think about where your English was 1 year ago or even 6 months ago. Sometimes we get so focused on the future, on how much we still have to learn, that we completely forget to look back and appreciate how far we have already come. The fact that you are sitting here right now, listening to a full podcast entirely in English and understanding the concepts we are talking about, that is a massive achievement. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes patience, time, and kindness toward yourself. So give yourself a little pat on the back today. You deserve it. Summary, encouragement, and call to action. Wrapping it up. We covered a lot of ground today. We talked about the incredible power of micro-habits and how starting small can lead to huge changes in your life. We looked at how to master American small talk with simple, natural greetings, and we reminded ourselves that perfection is the enemy of progress. Mistakes are just part of the beautiful journey of learning. Finally, we explored how to use active listening and shadowing to boost your confidence. I hope you found these tips helpful and that they gave you a little boost of inspiration for your week ahead. Connect with me. If you enjoyed hanging out with me today on Talk Lucy, please take a second to support the channel. It means the world to me. Go ahead and hit that like button right now. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a future episode. And if you have a friend who is also practicing their English, please share this video with them. I would also love to hear from you in the comments section below. What is one micro habit you want to start this week? Let me know, and I promise to read your responses. Thanks for listening. Take care, keep practicing your English, and bye-bye. See you in the next episode of Talk Lucy channel.